What's going on, everyone? I am Wonder Fizz here. Huge Stephen King fan, huge fan of the novel. That's what this video is about, as you see the title. First and foremost, I want to talk about this movie before I get into what the actual topic of the video is. The movie. I watched the movie September 8th. I was there in line. I was in line dancing, went in, watched it, and I loved it. Uh, there was changes. They changed some things from the novel to the movie, but overall I was thrilled with it. It was a very emotional day too because I've been a Stephen King fan for a long time, and I've been a Stephen King It fan for a long time. Stephen King's It was the first novel I ever read by Stephen King. Really, it was. I mean, well, I've read books before, but Stephen King's It was the first Stephen King novel I read. A lot of people don't recommend starting with the huge ones, and in some ways I don't either. But that was the one I started with. Um, and I watched that '90s miniseries a lot, and I always said I was like, oh, one day if they remake this movie, they could do so good with it. And I never thought it would happen. And that was back in like 2011, 20, and we've went from then 2012, 2013, 2014, and it never happening. And then you start hearing rumors about it in 2014, maybe. You always hearing rumors about them wanting to do something with it, and then here we are, 2017. The movie got revealed in March. It seems like yesterday it got revealed, and it's been out for weeks now. I've had time to let it sit in my mind and really think about it. That's why I kind of didn't want to upload any thoughts or anything. I mean, obviously, you need to go watch the movie. It's a great movie. It was a fantastic movie, actually. Yeah, they changed some things from the novel, but it's a movie. It is an 1,100 page book. You can't get everything in there. You got to change some things. It was a great movie. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise was fantastic, and I can't wait for the sequel. Might make a video talking about the sequel. I want to talk about the book also, though, in this video. I want to talk about why it is my favorite novel, and maybe go into why Stephen King is my favorite author and how I got started with Stephen King. So, um, Stephen King's It, 1,138 pages. That's the hardcover first edition I have. I also have a paperback that's like 1,400 pages, but that's because it's smaller pages, different font, stuff like that. Stephen King's It. The one thing that people, if you never read the book and and you just look at it, like a lot of people now that's watching the movie, they would think, "Oh, okay, Stephen King wrote this book. That must be a scary book about this clown." Well, the book's not about Pennywise. The book's not about him. It's about the Losers Club in every sense of the word. It's about them as kids and them as adults. That's what the book's about. Um, I'm not ashamed to admit that the first time, every time I read that book, I'm nearly in tears because there's a certain feeling that the book leaves you with, and it's just I'm not going to get into spoilers in this video. I'm not going to, it's just the reason I love it is I love it so much. I guess it's because Stephen King doesn't focus in on Pennywise as the main character, and that's because every other writer would do that. They would this clown, and then they would make certain characters that no one cared about. Well, Stephen King does great with characters, and then I think he did his best with characters. The Losers Club is the greatest set of characters ever. They're so relatable, um, and they're all just so different from each other. If you watch the movie, Richie. He's the they call him Trash Mouth. He's always saying mean things. He's always making these jokes. Eddie, he's got asthma, which I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, they did. Uh, um, he's got asthma. And he's kind of germ afraid of germs and stuff. Sort of. Bill, he stutters. He's kind of the leader. They're also different. I think maybe my favorite character was Ben. Um, just because seeing what he went through with the bullies and stuff, and then you know, I love them all. The entire Losers Club is just perfect, and just the feeling like when I finished it, every time I finish it, it's just like that feeling as if, and only good authors do this to you, which really Stephen King. Um, Stephen King, he has a special way of doing that, and when I finished it, like I was like, dang, I want to go, I literally every time I read the book, I just want to start over on page one and just go back to it because I can't let the Losers Club go. I can't. I can. I just they're every time I finish that book, I'm just like I want to go hang out with him. I want to talk to the Losers Club because that's how cool they are. And when you read the book, you see that they're a special group of friends, and seeing their interactions and seeing how they come together and bond and form this friendship because they're outcasts. You know, they're not cool. They're not normal, and you feel that way. You feel like a loser. You feel not normal, and then you meet the people that you can relate with, and then you meet the people that you have bonds with, and you don't feel like an outcast anymore. You feel normal because of that, and that's how you feel with the Losers Club. They get picked on, and Henry Bowers and his bullies and stuff, they pick on them all throughout the book, and but when they're together, it's like you see this special friendship they have, and that book is just special to me in many reasons. And Pennywise is just the greatest villain. Mr. Bob Gray, he's an awesome villain, mainly because his backstory and just the things that he can take the form of. How he's not just a clown. He takes the form of a clown as his primary form, but he takes so many forms in the book. And there was a lot of forms I was wanting to see in the movie that they didn't do. But I like the only complaints I have. There's two complaints I have with the movie. One is they relied on CGI a lot. I didn't mind the CGI, but I felt like sometimes they was just relying on CGI for some of the scary things. But and Stan's encounter. Stan and Mike didn't get much screen time, and Stan's encounter with with the lady from the painting, that wasn't in the book, and I didn't really care for that too much. It was okay, but I didn't. I think they could have did a little bit better, but overall it was amazing. And the novel. Everyone watching this video, go read the novel. It is a masterpiece. It is my favorite Stephen King novel. One day I'm going to do a video talking about my favorite Stephen King books, but it's just special, dude. It's a special novel and one that everyone should read. Um, he thrust his fist against the post and still insisted he sees the ghost. One of my favorite things from that book was that was what Bill recited because of his stuttering problem. Anyway, hot dang.